Hey everybody, it's Arnie here, and I thought I would give you guys a little overview of the two go-karts that we have constructed to date utilizing the 212 small block PowerPack engine drives. And let me show you what we got here. So you're looking at Gen 1 and Gen 2 go-kart chassis. Both of these guys use the 212 style small block engines, and orange one here is actually constructed from an old trampoline, and it kind of turned out nice because it has nice sweeping curves, and I got to utilize a lot of those pieces, and yeah, it's quite stylistic and definitely has some magic to it. This was the primary, or the original prototype vehicle to test out the PowerPack drive concept, and you see this one's different from the production version now, where the gearbox is mounted behind the engine. And the problem that we found with putting it in this location was just accessing the rear engine bolts. It really made it difficult to get those bolts. And just looking at this now, I see my belt is finally starting to delaminate. These drives have proven really nice on belts. I don't think I've changed a belt on this thing even once. I might have done it on the green cart because I think it might have got a little bit more use. But yeah, this is basically the production 212 PowerPack, and you can see that the gearbox is mounted below the engine. And despite being mounted below the engine, both of these engines are actually at the exact same height, and the top of the tank measures around 25 inches from the ground, so there was no consequence or no negative because mounting the gearbox underneath, but it does centralize the mass, and it did help package the whole unit quite efficiently. Also, this has the prototype Banshee brake kit on it, and this is a set of brackets that we have developed to be used with these J-frame designs. And what that will do is it will mount your brake caliper on either side of the drive system. Depends whether you use a jack shaft or not. Both of these carts do have a jack shaft on them, and the reason that we use jack shafts is so that we can keep the diameter of the rear sprocket nice and small. We're running around a 6.75 to 1, almost 7 to 1 gear reduction on both of these buggies, and you know, they'll get up and move. They're not gonna be overly fast, but in the terrain that we have up here in Muskoka, lots of rocks, lots of inclines, and so you need lots of tight, technical, twisty trails. So you need that torque, and that's 7 to 1. These things are geared quite well. The other differences between the green and the orange is the front suspension system that we got on this one here. And this suspension is sourced from Amazon or eBay. It's a very generic Chinese produced suspension system. I don't think it's a copy of anything. It's just one of their things that they created, and it's working on pretty good actually. It steers quite well. We do have it adapted to a rack and pinion steering, and that is working out pretty good. We developed all the bracketry to mount all of the rack and put everything on proper positions so that we eliminated bump steer. Bump steer, for those of you who don't know, is a phenomena of steering induced by travel of the suspension. So as the suspension cycles, if you have bump steer, you're going to get your wheels that are going to toe in or out, and it's been mostly negated here, and that's really a consequence of just finding the proper pivot points for the suspension and keeping that in relation to the pivots of the rack system. This one here uses a more conventional solid beam axle all designed by myself, so it's worked out good. It's been very durable. It's very easy steering. Again, it's rack and pinion, and the difference you'll notice between the two of them, the green cart, the driver position is a lot more forward, and what we found with this orange cart, although it's easy to steer, it does get a little light in the front end, and that's part of the reason why it steers a little loose. And the green one is definitely got more bite. A lot of that also due to the snow tires. Otherwise, there's a lot of other similarities between these two carts. They both use the poly bucket seats. They both have e-brakes. They both have shifters in the similar positions. They're dimensionally very similar. They have a wheelbase of around 56 inches and a rear axle, I think, is a 40-inch rear axle. And that seems to be a pretty good blend. It uses 22-inch by 11-inch tires on both of them. They're 4-on-4 bolt pattern. And the next go-kart's going to also use those same size wheels, but we're going to upgrade to a ATV style suspension on the next one, and the next one will also be powered by either the big block 420 or the big block 670. So we're going to call the next one the Unicart, and it is going to incorporate all the lessons learned from building not only these two vehicles, but all the eco-cycles that we have produced over the last decades to hopefully have our pièce de résistance and our best product yet. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, so that's the go-kart. And engines have been extremely durable, easy starting. They're completely stock. This one does have a carburetor kit and an air filter on it, and they both remain governed. I haven't even ungoverned them yet. And you know, when I did that carb kit, it almost felt like that one lost a little bottom end torque, the orange one. But it does sound a lot more throaty, and I think it has the potential to breathe a lot better, especially once they start spinning at higher RPMs. Construction wise, this is made from 1-inch diameter tubing, 1/8 wall, and I would definitely scale back on the wall thickness for subsequent versions. It's heavier for sure. And I think we could even do a 16 gauge tube, to be honest with you, like this one here. This is a 16 gauge trampoline tube, 1.5-inch diameter, and it's solid as a rock, this thing. No signs of fatigue anywhere yet. Another area where we've been developing is just the whole pedal structure. And we've been fabricating our own pedals, and this guy has using a link bar, and we got the master cylinder mounted under the seat there, so basically that pulls on that bar there. It's you know, maybe a little extra effort needed to produce a system like that, but it has worked reliably well. This guy, we tried to develop a center mount pedal system. And yeah, there's lots to pedals, you know. You have to have the stops and the pivots, and there's master cylinder mounted underneath that shiny piece there, and the reservoir mounted up on the steering support column. And the brakes are working great on these things. So there's only a rear brake. It's either the Yamaha Banshee brake or the Hammerhead Trailmaster caliper. Depends which side you want to mount your caliper and disc brake on. And yeah, working good. They'll lock the wheels up at full speed, no problem. So very strong brake. This one side mounted on the frame. Both of these power packs use an adjuster mechanism, and the unique feature about the power pack is the gearbox and engine are mounted as one unit, and that whole unit is tensioned to the final drive chain You can see the turnbuckle here, so if you need to take up your chain tension, which I actually need to do on this one because the chain has stretched over time, you just loosen off 2 bolts and crank that adjuster up until you get your chain tension where you want it and lock her down and you're done. So thanks again for anybody who is watching this video, and if you've bought a PowerPack, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. The next cart is in process, and it is definitely going to be a step up from these guys, featuring 4-wheel independent suspension, the big block, and basically a fully enclosable chassis. So we're going to call that the Unicart. It's coming. I'm going to try to get it done for spring of 2026 and try to take you guys through the build process. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe, follow along, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.